Hey comic fans, Dave here at Ground Zero, without a lot to talk about this week because this is what is known in the comics industry as Fifth Week. See, the comic industry, at least with the big two, Marvel and DC especially, is based on a 4-week publishing schedule. But of course, 4 times a year, there's a 5th Wednesday in the month. This is one of those months. So, not nearly as much stuff as we would normally have. Usually the big two just kind of release specials, leftover things, annuals, stuff like that. So, very light week this week, without a lot of comics. Made worse by the fact that DC didn't send me a whole lot of the books I ordered. So, what actually is here for comic fans? Well, the book that I certainly would be absolutely wholeheartedly recommending, Geoff Johns Returns to the Justice Society of America. I am absolutely excited about this book. You should be too. But hopefully you can wait just a little bit because this is one of the books I didn't get very much of what I ordered. I ordered a couple of dozen books, got in four copies. So time I pulled Sarah's stuff, we don't have much for the shelf. But I've reported them. More should arrive. We just don't know exactly when. Either way, you should be looking forward to this one. Just maybe not today. I expect to be out very, very soon. DC sent a couple of other things. Like I said, mostly specials, annuals, things like that. We got the Nubia and Justice League special. And then this big kind of hefty honking Wildstorm special. I actually haven't had a chance to read it yet. Looks really good. It's got a lot of great writers. Matthew Rosenberg, Dan Abnett, Josh Williams. Doing various takes on the Wildstorm universe. So if you got a hankering for all that was good and glorious in the 90s, you're probably going to get a real dose of that right here. Marvel, on the other hand, also did not ship a whole lot of stuff, mostly specials of all things. We got in the Avengers Assemble Alpha #1. Now, if that sounds a little redundant to you, well, you're not following Marvel math. I guess Alpha doesn't mean the first like most of us think it does. But just in case they're not pounding that hard enough, it's Alpha and it's #1. Thank you, Marvel. Now, we did get a couple of regular books from Marvel. We got in the Captain America, this one's the Symbol of Truth. The Captain America book that doesn't sell as well. But hey, it's actually here this week without a lot of other books on the shelf, so maybe people will give it a try. And we got the latest issue of Strange. A couple other Marvel books back there, a couple of Star Wars titles, things like that. But again, not a particularly big week. So you think, well, that's mostly the big two. Surely the indie books have really stepped forward then and put out a lot of great stuff this week. And you would be wrong, because they really haven't. We got a couple things. King Spawn's in this week. A couple of Star Trek titles from IDW. But the one probably most exciting is the new Godzilla Rivals. They don't do these super often. When they do, everybody gets pretty excited. This is Godzilla versus Gigan. Gigan. I think it's Gigan because it's spelled with an I. But either way, I hear it pronounced both ways. It's in this week. You can pronounce it however you want. So without a lot of books, this is actually a pretty good week to maybe try some things like manga. We've been selling a lot more manga here at Ground Zero. A couple of brand new things. Parasite. This is both a hardcover, which I think is really cool, and it's in color. Now that's very rare for manga, so this must be particularly special. So it's called Parasite. You might want to give that a try. And then we got in Fire Force. I also have not read this, don't know a whole lot about it, except it is from the creator of Soul Eater, which apparently is pretty popular, and it is massive. This is, as they say in the industry, mucho manga. Okay, which actually they don't say in the industry, but maybe now they will. Mucho manga. If you were looking for mucho manga, it's right here. Honestly, probably the most exciting thing in this week may actually be the Minecraft coloring books. So if you've got a hankering to color in lots and lots of squares, your prayers have been answered, folks. There's a few more things back there. There's actually some good stuff this week, so go ahead and trek into your local comic shop. They need the love. Their rent's due just in a day or two, and it's kind of a light week this week, so whatever you're doing, do it with gusto. And of course, if you can't have what you want, it's probably because it's Fifth Week. Guys, be safe, everybody.